Hi. So, something a little new, or rather, not exactly new, because I have actually recorded one or two videos of this before, but this was before I actually started doing voice recording or anything like that. It was simply a case of recording on the Quest and then uploading to YouTube. And this is UltraWings, which I think was the first game I bought for the Quest 2. If it wasn't the first, it was one of the first, because as soon as I looked through the App Store and saw that there was a flight simulator, even though it's, you know, a little bit cartoony and things like that, I just knew I had to have it, because the idea of a virtual reality flight simulator, just, that's what I wanted. That's definitely what I needed, having got a headset. So I thought I'd come back in here and have a go, now that I can easily record voice and things like that. Again, I'm testing the actual voice recording on the Quest as well, so we'll see how that goes in terms of mix and things. I haven't played this since like February this year, and I'm recording this in May, mostly because not long after then I got the PC, started playing PCVR, started playing VTOL VR, and I've just been distracted by more involved flight sims and things like that. But I thought I'd take this for a little spin, having not flown it for a while.
Ultralight 109, you are cleared for takeoff.
I might be a little rusty on this. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Engine going. Good. I do find the controls just a little finicky at times. There we go. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I find, especially if you like at the moment I'm sat on the sofa, and if I don't think about what I'm doing and sit too close to the end of the sofa, and so have the sofa arm and everything, I can't easily get the throttle and things like that. I did first start trying to record this sat on my desk chair in the middle of the living room, which is how I do VTOL VR and things like that. But I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to set myself in the chair properly. I was actually sat too high up, and if there's a setting for changing that, I'll be buggered if I can find it. So I came and sat on the sofa and it pretty much rectified it. So, as you can probably gather, this again is another one of those flight sims that's very much the kind that I like, where I interact with the cockpit, I have hands and do things. It's really, quite immersive and fun, even though, as you can see, it's very cartoony graphics and things like that. But at the same time, it's running on the Quest, well, the Quest 2, in my case, presumably it works on the Quest as well. So, yeah, I'm really impressed that I have a virtual reality flight simulator that I can just strap to my face, no wires kicking about and things like that. I really enjoyed that when I first got this. So I'm just taking a little toot around the island. I'll come back and land at the airstrip again. One of the things I kind of don't like about this is the whole thing's quite gamified, which is sort of fun in that there's a progression whereby you have to go through different challenges and things like that to be able to fly at different islands, but also to be able to get different aircraft and things like that. So at the moment in this, I've got the ultralight, which is obviously what I'm flying now. There's also a sailplane, glider, whatever you want to call it. That has a series of challenges you have to do as well. I've done most of those. I think I may have done all of them actually, I can't recall. it's an interesting one in that it's kind of a rocket-powered glider, in that that's how it gets itself up to altitude and things like that. Oops, someone flying past. Hello. So it kind of, it's fun for getting up in the air and things like that. But there's all these things where you've got to go through challenges where you have to fly through hoops, you have to hold a gun and shoot balloons and all this kind of stuff before you can progress. So there's at least one, if not two, other aircraft that I've yet to unlock. Mostly because, to some degree, it's a time thing. Sometimes I just want to come in and do what I'm doing now, which is sort of experience virtual flying. I just want to fly around, enjoy the sights, have some fun, and enjoy the feel of how it flies. And I'd like to be able to do that with different aircraft. So while I get the idea of they've made it fun and interesting for you to work your way through the aircraft by doing all these different challenges and everything, it kind of, I'd like an option to just tick a box or something like that and say, give me all the aircraft, I just want to go have a play. If there is a way of doing that, I haven't seen it, and the fact that there doesn't seem to be anything like that is a little disappointing. I kind of don't want to be completely grumpy about it, but there is that thing of, I paid for the game, can I have all of it, please? But fair enough. I understand why they've done it the way they have. Because this is kind of one of the things I am missing at the moment on the Quest, or even in PCVR, is I haven't found a good pure flight simulator where you can fly like this. Just fly for fun, fly for pleasure. VTOL VR I really love, but that's a fighter jet sim. It's very much about combat and all that kind of stuff. I do have the World War I fighters, which is also fun, but again, that's a fighter sim and everything. I'd really like something that's fairly realistic, actual flight simulator. Let's kind of come round, fly over the strip, go out to sea and come round and land on the other runway. Where I can just fly as if I was doing private pilot aviation sort of thing. I'd really enjoy that, and I'd happily pay for that. I mean, again, as I think I've said in a couple of other videos, I can obviously buy Microsoft Flight Simulator or something like that, but I don't think it has the kind of interact with the cockpit stuff in its VR mode. Not to mention the fact that I have a shocking bad internet connection where I live at the moment, and I gather there's a lot of streaming involved in terms of streaming down data and everything with it, and also actually just buying it. It's going to be a massive download, it's going to take ages to download, so that kind of puts me off as well. I'd like something that is as chill as this in terms of flying, and is about the size of, say, VTOL VR, has the level of graphics as that VTOL VR has as well. That'd be really great. I'd so happily pay for that. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look around. Fly straight for a little bit. When I first got this, and I was still finding my VR legs, it felt so strange, sat here on my sofa, and yet here, quite high up, I really felt like I could fall out at any moment. It was such a great feeling. Right, let's bring ourselves down a bit. Let's go. Oh, I got too fast. Take a look at this yacht. I don't think this game simulates overstressing airframes or anything like that, but oh, you see, this is what I mean about finicky. I'm trying to put the throttle up, but it was putting it down instead. It was getting a little bit confused about where my hand was. Right, let's have a bit of flaps. Try and come in for a landing. This could be interesting. As I said, I haven't flown this since about February this year. So yeah, it's what, about 3 months or so since I've flown this. A little bit rusty on it. Watch that. Flaps. No. Don't lose. No. Ah, come on. Here we go. This is what I mean about finicky controls again. No. This is how I die. Come on. There we go. Yeah, the way the throttle works is kind of annoying. Right. Get ourselves down. It's going to be a bumpy landing to finish with. And throttle. Everything else seems to work okay, but the throttle is kind of annoying. There we go. I'll leave it there. Yeah, this is lots of fun if you have a Quest 2 and you don't own this and you like flight sims and you just want to have a little bomb around and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a chill way of killing some time. And if you really do fancy the idea of playing silly games, try and advance in terms of which aircraft you have. It's got that too. You going to let me turn off? No, apparently not. No, that's it. Anyway, enough waffling on. I'm going to go for a little bit more flying, but I'll finish the video here. Thanks for watching. Bye.